Namaste people, I am Anmol Sarkar. So if you guys have seen my last introduction video, you guys must have an idea about who I am and what I am trying to do and what this channel is all about. And if you have not seen that video, for Facebook I will share the link in the comment section, and for YouTube in the description below. Please do like my YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page, so that I can come up with more such informative videos for you guys. So without wasting any further time, let's get straight down to today's topic. So if you have seen my last video, you guys must have known that how I was talking about propagation of Dravidian racism in Sri Lanka, the overview of that, how this strategy was formulated, how those theosophical societies as well as the Aryan Dravidian race theory played a very important role in creating a fragment or creating a divide between the Sinhalese Buddhists as well as the Tamilians or Dravidians. And this strategy was also backed by the evangelists, since they had this evangelical support to further solidify their propaganda. We all went through an overview of that. In today's video we will go into a little bit of depth of that, how this theosophical society emerged and how evangelical support came in, and how did Lemurian myths Lemurian myth came into picture, and how it was absorbed into the native Tamil culture, and how this myth was generated. Okay, so if you have seen my one of my previous videos, just last video, you guys must have seen that how I was talking about this Caldwell and Jew Pope's theory, that how they propagated Dravidian racism by linking it to Hamitic and Mosaic mythology, how they were sons of Shem and Ham and Japheth. I don't need to go into further details of that. If you have not seen, please see that video. So this Robert Caldwell early depiction of Tamil inferiority, projecting Tamils as inferiors and Aryans as superiors. Tamil scholars began a construct of positive and chauvinistic Tamil identity. They attempted to remove the the racial inferiority or the inferiority complex, which was which had risen in the hearts of the Tamil people, that was fulfilled by this Caldwell. So what they did, that they attempted to remove this racial inferiority or inferior position given to Dravidians in Caldwell's narrative. Towards the end, they incorporated the theory of the lost continent of Lemuria. Lemuria was a continent in basically between Africa, South Asia and Africa. Okay, they said that this Lemuria had Tamil origins from very beginning. So we will go into that now, all these details. Towards the end, as I have said, which was formulated in 1864 by British zoologist Philip Lutley Sclater. Okay, so this was a myth. Nothing such. Tamils were not the original inhabitants of Lemuria. So let us go through what this theory says. According to this theory, a massive continent called Lemuria once spread across the vast Indian Ocean region from present day Madagascar to India and Sumatra. Okay, Madagascar, you know where is Madagascar, and then it became submerged beneath the Indian Ocean. Okay, this was Sclater's explanation for similarities between plants and animals of two continents, that is Africa and India. So this was yet another instance in which an idea of the natural sciences was used to support the racist notion. Means they said that since there were similarities between these plants and animals in India and Africa, means so there was a big continent known as Lemuria, as I have said, from Madagascar, means from the one part of Asia to the entire India or the entire Southeast Asia, we can say that, Asia and Africa as well as. So they use this zoology and botany to propagate this racist theory. That means since the continent was one, Tamils were the original inhabitants of that continent, and Aryans came and civilized whatever that theory says. Okay, means Aryans came and civilized these people and pushed them towards the southern part of India. So in 1880s, Madam Helena, there was this co-founder of Theosophical Society, Madam Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Okay, Madam Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, co-founder of the Theosophical Society, took this idea of Lemuria and popularized it among the occult circles. Now, those who don't know what occultism and mysticism means, please go and search how this occultist and mysticism, that means occult means believing in something which is beyond normal, which is beyond the physical realm of this body, which is in layman's or in what we say slang language we can call it as supernatural power or black magic. But if you go dig deeper into it, there is much deeper hidden science into it. I will not go into occultism and mysticism now. It will take hours to just explain what is occultism. Just remember that occultism is something, an exploration or the science which explores the dimension beyond the physical realm of this body. Okay. So this occult circle, she claimed that the Lemurians have built large cities, cultivated arts and sciences, and knew astronomy, architecture and mathematics to perfection. Okay. So occulticism means when you see this occulticism and astrology and all this kind of things going on, you must have a very perfect understanding of astrology, mathematics, astronomy as well as physics to gain knowledge into these occults, to get into these occult circles and do their occult practices. So this madam used this occult circle to propagate this theory, where she claimed that they were more knowledgeable in cultivated arts and mathematics and architecture. Blavatsky arrived in India in 1879, settled in Madras, where she relocated the headquarters of the Theosophical Society. She combined fashionable Indo-Aryan ethnology with her spin of karmic evolution. Okay, what we say, karma, the concept of karma, who is said to live. Now, she had said that all races had originated from a single progenitor. This is true. Who is said to have lived over 18 crore years, means 18 crore years, and also 8,50,000 years at the time of sinking of this last remnants of great continents of Atlantis. This is true, but we have all originated from one single proprietor only, and that is not Aryans. It is something else which I will not go into in details in this video. So she used that truth and propagated that Aryans, it means everybody originated from Aryans. And okay, this mosaic ethnology of Ham, Shem and Japheth. So she quotes in one of her works is that Aztec history teaches us that ideals and their worship died out with the fourth race until the survivors of the hybrid races of the latter gradually brought the worship back. The Vedas countenance no ideals, all the modern Hindu writings do. Now, if I were to go into the origin of the universe, then I will have to explain all the cycle of Brahma and how many years Brahma lives. We will cover that in a very separate video, and how old this civilization is. And actually, if you talk in reality, this civilization is in lakhs and crores of years of old, because there is no proof of those civilization. We can't really say that this civilization existed because we don't have any historical proofs of it, but it did exist. But for the sake of understanding, we must only consider our civilization to be at least 7,000 plus years old, 7,000 at minimum 7,000 years old, okay, as we have historical proofs of Ram Setu and all. So by saying this, she said that the Vedas belonged to foreign Aryans who were pure, while the modern Hindus were degenerate bastard offsprings. This was the language they used. Degenerate bastard offspring of these white Aryans mating with inferior Dravidian natives, as I've said in the Aryan invasion theory, how the Aryans came to India and had children with the native Dravidians or the native non-Aryans. So this was the, what we say, quote which was given by her. Now we will come to the Lemurian origins linked up with British Bishop Caldwell, as Caldwell propagated this Aryan invasion theory, and how this mythical race of Lemuria and Dravidians originated, and it was appropriated with Bishop Caldwell. Devyana Pavanar was an Indian Christian Tamil scholar, combined Lemurian theory with Caldwell's conspiracy theory of cunning Aryans, means pushing or exploiting innocent Dravidians and pushing them towards southern India. In the preface of to his 1966 work, he wrote, "Westerners do not know as yet that Tamil is highly developed classical language of Lemurian origin." Now see how this guy is appropriating Tamil language with Lemurian origin, which is absolutely false, and is being still suppressed by a systematic coordinated effort of Sanskritists both in public and private sectors. Ever since Vedic mendicants migrated to south and taking the utmost advantage of their superior complexion and primitive credulity of ancient Tamil kings, posed themselves as earthly gods and deluded the Tamilians into belief that their ancestral language or literary dialect was divine or celestial in origin. Okay, so after that, this was the passage, and now this theory was used by many universities in that time, which made roads into the British colonial India, and this Lemurian link-up theory was propagated further into the colonial India. Okay. Now a Jesuit scholar had proven that the Lemurian origin of Dravidians. He proclaimed that Father Harris had shown how Dravidian civilization moved from Lemuria to southern India, and then reached Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, from later went to Tigris and Euphrates and Rome and so on. This also I learnt when I was studying in Annamalai University. Okay, so this is how they managed to propagate the Lemurian origins. That means they said that Dravidians lived in entire continent known as Lemuria, which was an entire continent from Madagascar to current Southeast Asia to Sumatra. Sumatra is not in India. Okay. Now the strange hold of Lemurian theory on academic establishment in Tamil Nadu can be gauged by the passage excerpted from the research paper, which was read at seminar organized by Puducherry Institute of Linguistics and Culture with Tamil Nadu government sponsorship in 2003. That research said that, speaking about Lemurian Tamils, Pavanar will trace the developments of Tamil between 100,000 to 50,000 BC. Spencer Wells and his team of scientists have now found that the first man originated 60,000 years ago. We Tamils somehow have become addictive to use of phrase of 2000 years old to claim the hoary past of our culture. Christian calendar alone cannot be the period of inception of Dravidian culture. This is what the passage says. Millions of years ago, what happened? We have to indulge in the quest, and not satisfied with the accidental unearthing of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so they are again trying to propagate this Lemurian theory and Dravidian theory. Okay, so KP Aravanan, a former vice chancellor of South Indian University, used this thesis of Lemuria to assert ethnic kinship between Dravidians and Africans. Now see how this Afro-Dravidian network is forming, where they are projecting that Dravidians and Dalits are blacks of India, as these blacks Black Lives Matter is going on. The Dravidians and Black Africans might have belonged to one stock of race. Once there have been some kind of land bringing both of the African continents and the Dravidian continents in the Indian Ocean. They called this continent as Kumari. Modern geology confirms that the legend theory of lost Lemuria, Kumari, or the modern Afro-Dravidian movement sprang up by drawing on the links between both the Hamitic myth and the Lemurian myth. These both were mythologies, and nothing solid or concrete evidence has still been unearthed to prove this theory right. So this theory is absolutely wrong. In tomorrow's video we will see that how this Buddhism uses Aryans to counter evangelism, how counter voices came and how they were being suppressed. So till then, enjoy this video guys and have a nice day.